Bien le bonjour. On se retrouve pour la suite de nos aventures sur Vampire. On a fait pas mal de quêtes, et puis on vient de soigner... Oh, c'est vachement clair ce que je dis, on a fait des quêtes, bon bravo. Dans le quartier de Whitechapel. Et puis on a soigné ce petit chou là, et maintenant on va s'attaquer à lui. Enfin on va s'attaquer, non. On va juste lui parler. Parce qu'on a appris des choses.
What caused your phobia of rats, Newton?
It happened last year following an artillery attack. I was trapped for 2 days in a hole under 2 dead soldiers. And there were rats.
Go on.
They started eating me as soon as I dozed. Gnawing at my ears, my fingers, lips. I couldn't move. Couldn't call for help.
I see.
No, you don't. You have no idea what it is to wake up buried under bodies. Fucking vermin eating your flesh. Oswald. He found me and saved me.
C'est dégueulasse.
You and Oswald were buried alive during the war. Tell me about it.
Yeah. It was last summer. A shell hit our trench and we were buried for a week.
Oswald seemed far more traumatized than you by the event.
It wasn't the first time it happened to me. Surviving it again gave me strength. You believe that?
How did you survive for a week?
Luckily for us, there were rations and water in the tunnel. It was an outpost, see. Since then, Oswald's not keen on being inside for too long.
How do you feel about Oswald Thatcher?
Concernant.
You are more than friends, aren't you?
I love him. I love Oswald. We knew we wouldn't survive the war without each other. But I am terrified, Doctor.
What frightens you so much?
What if people find out? Oswald says I'm ashamed, but it ain't that. It's more, well, you know, never thought I'd love a man.
Ouais, alors si je leur dis ça, j'ai peur qu'il aille partout et faire eh, putain, je l'aime, et puis qu'il se fasse zigouiller, parce qu'à l'époque, je pense que c'était pas de ouf accepté. Si je fais ça, ça fait genre ouais, c'est un peu dégueu, mais bon, voilà. En mode je supporte pas. Enfin, comment dire, supporte en anglais quoi, pas. Voilà, bref, je sais plus parler. Et puis ça, c'est genre ouais, je vais prendre ça, je pense.
I won't say a word, Mr. Blight. Your secret is safe with me.
I fought for my country and I survived. I saw my comrades die. And now society tells me I'm a criminal for who I love.
Ouais, c'est ça.
It makes me so angry.
C'est trop triste.
You are always welcome at the Pembroke Hospital. As a former officer, I'll be honored to welcome a fellow veteran.
I'm not giving up on bringing Oswald back to the hospital. I just need to convince him that he needs some help.
Perhaps he needs to reach that decision by himself.
Could you speak to him? He doesn't usually listen to doctors, but perhaps because you've been through it, you can talk him round.
Why do you stay here now that Mr. Thatcher's back?
It's complicated. Since the war, Oswald's been really nervous with the idea of entering any hospital. And me, I've got my own issues.
Can you speak about them?
Rats, sir. Even seeing one, they turn me. Just want to run. It's that fear that stopped me from going after Oswald when he left.
What can you tell me about the war, Mr. Blight? If you want to speak about it, of course.
War was... well, you know, sir. The stench of death everywhere. Your mates lying bleeding in the mud. Just praying to make it through and get home. Bloody nightmare.
Did you know Oswald Thatcher before the war?
No. We met in the battlefield. I think we're in the same boat to France. We've stuck together ever since.
I fought in France too. I served as a field surgeon. but it was not uncommon to repel an assault, especially at night.
Yeah. The first time I was wounded, I had to protect the infirmary from hostiles. Twice.
La belle vie, quoi,
Goodbye,
la
Mr.
guerre.
Blight.
Yes.
Take care of yourself.
Bon,
It's locked.
nul, pourtant il y a des trucs dedans. Je peux rentrer par là? Non. Bon, bah voilà. Et juste cette veuve en détresse là, je sais pas comment faire. Autrement, on a soigné tout le monde et on a fait leur quête. Ça m'énerve quel bug, je comprends pas. Attends, ça serait bien d'aider les gens dans ce quartier qui pue. Qui pue encore plus par ma faute. Oh, je m'en remettrai jamais. T'es qui toi? Ah! Oula, qu'est-ce qui s'est passé?
Jonathan, my sincere condolences.
Vous avez vu la trace de sang qui
Your
va jusque dedans?
kindness is much appreciated, my lady.
Is there anything you require?
Are we condemned to attend the funerals of all we love?
Dying is the final act of life, Jonathan. Present company excluded. Accepted.
I don't know what to expect. Am I cursed to an eternity of solitude?
With time, we Ekon tend to go into isolation. If we survive long enough, that is.
As a practitioner of the medical sciences, I'm prepared for the death of loved ones. But mourning in the shadows, deprived of sharing one's grief.
We are no longer a part of the circle of life and death. We are undead, my friend, and so we are outcasts.
I spied my mother at the funeral. Have you ever revealed yourself to a member of your family?
No, Jonathan. And I'd advise you even from thinking about it.
Are we then condemned to lie to those we love?
We are creatures of deception, my friend. But this is more for their sake than ours.
But what if I was close to someone and wished to tell them the truth?
Fear, loathing, disgust. And then they will plead to be turned. They will see it as salvation. Then there's the risk of gaining the attention of vampire hunters.
Goodbye, my lady. Until we meet again.
Ouais. Mais alors, quand même, qu'est-ce qui s'est passé ici? Ah ouais, la vente de Mesmerizing, là. Mais qu'est-ce qui s'est passé? Ranagan, please. Toi, tu me racontes ce qui...
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Ah, voilà.
What can you tell me about the recent events in the hospital?
That Mr. Hampton killed Miss Jones in her room,
Oh,
then ran away.
And did you see all this?
No, I was working by the tents when it all happened. I only entered the room when they asked me to clean up the blood.
c'est qui déjà?
Did you see Sean Hampton leave the hospital?
I think I saw a silhouette exiting the hospital gates after the shouting started. At first I thought it was someone who was just scared, but well, maybe it was him.
Where is Miss Jones's body?
C'est pas le prêtre.
I'd imagine the morgue. It all happened so quickly.
Goodbye, Nurse.
Oh là là. Je pense que c'est elle, non? Ah non, c'est encore autre chose. Toi, je viens de parler après. TKT. Ah ouais, je pense que c'était lui du coup. Oh là là. Oh, ah non, mais c'est hardcore. Ouais, je perds pas le sens des priorités, hein, je vais quand même looter. Tu me parles, toi?
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Ah!
Why do you feel responsible for the injury, Thomas? What really happened?
I wasn't disfigured by any German shells. It happened during my leave. It was an accident.
Ah, chaud.
Tell me what really happened then.
I went with a whore in Rouen. Dead drunk I was. The hotel was a shithole. There was a fire that night.
Did you start the fire? Were you trying to avoid going back to the front? That's not uncommon, you know.
No. It's just that I was asleep when the flames reached the room. The girl was long gone. Bitch never woke me up. Left me to burn.
Why lie about it?
Come on. It's one thing to come back disfigured by the Germans, and it's another to get injured in an accident that could have happened to anybody.
Oh là là, ça c'est genre, ouais, t'es dégueu, crève. C'est genre, t'es un sale menteur et... Ah, on va partir sur ça.
Not everything, Mr.
Says Mr. Pretty Face.
J'avoue. Oh merde. Oups. Je peux lui reparler pour chanter autre chose?
Beauty.
Says
Ouais. Oh non, c'est trop triste.
Goodbye for...
Oups. Eh, j'avoue qu'on a... On a quand même une belle gueule. Après, je sais pas, on a des veines cheloues là qui nous sortent de partout, mais... Qu'est-ce que... Je venais faire là, moi? Peut-être aller à la morgue. Pour voir le cadavre, là. Oh là là, mais c'est affreux. Attends, c'est à toi que j'ai déjà parlé? Pipa. Parle-moi, Pipa.
Good evening, Nat.
Good evening, Doc.
Ah non, je peux pas.
Goodbye, Nat.
Ok. Bon, je pense que du coup, le docteur là, Swansea, il va me mettre au jus. Je m'en gêne. Oh là là. J'ai ruiné mes chances avec l'autre gars.
God protect us.
C'est quoi ce machin? Oh, c'est un chasseur.
My hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You've set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCullum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile. You can't hide from the god.
Leave him, Jonathan.
Ça ferait une bonne miniature.
It's a sacred ground. Neutral territory. And I just had the carpet cleaned.
Putain, mais lui c'est vraiment un guignol. Ouais, c'est vrai qu'on est quand même une belle gueule. Ouais.
By the sacred stole, this is very bad news. Bad news indeed.
Pourquoi? Je cherche toujours s'il n'y a pas un truc qui brille, mais non. Je crois que j'ai pas le choix. Dommage.
What happened?
The hospital has been attacked. We have injured patients, at least one dead and several missing. This has spiraled out of control.
Regardez mon manteau là.
Asking to be allowed to return home.
Non mais mec.
We cannot have the people lose faith in this institution. This hospital is their only hope.
Of course, you're right. But we cannot afford a public scandal. It would ruin us. We must restore order, and quickly.
You mentioned a dead patient. Who is he?
She, Jonathan. She was Miss Harriet Jones.
Mais c'est la connasse.
I found her room.
Ouais, enfin la vieille là.
House. Blood everywhere. The duty nurse is taking care of the mess.
Ça fait tellement connard. Ces deux là.
Very well. I'll help you.
I know this place means something to you. I have noticed how you suppress your appetite when around the staff and patients.
You need to know you can trust me, Edgar.
I do, dear fellow, I do.
Please then, tell me.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought we'd saved at the docks. It seems he was infected after all.
Oh
So
merde.
Hampton became more beast than man.
Exactly. And now guard of Priwen suspects the hospital of vampire activity. Do you realize what that could mean for us?
Ça non, j'ai pas envie de dire, mais ça fait... Ouais. C'est ce genre, non, je vous laisserai pas. C'est un peu plus pragmatique. Ah, je sais pas quoi faire. Des fois, avec juste 2 mots et demi, là, c'est chaud de savoir quelle est la, entre guillemets, bonne réponse. Oh, putain, je sais pas.
Do you really believe they would come for us here? In such a public venue?
McCullum is a fanatic. The guard will stop at nothing. You don't know what they're capable of, Jonathan.
Very well. Since I brought Mr. Hampton here, I will put an end to this.
Oula. Ok. Je peux parler encore?
If you don't mind, I have a few questions.
I'd be delighted to help you if I'm able.
Oh.
What exactly happened here while I was absent?
Hampton turned, quite violently as it happened. Lurking about, attacked Miss Jones. To say he created quite a commotion would be an understatement.
How did the guard of Priwen come to hear of this?
McCullum has spies everywhere. He will jump at any opportunity to disparage the Brotherhood and show his contempt.
Are you sure it was Hampton that killed Miss Jones?
There was blood everywhere, but no body. And you know the state she was in. I fear for what he did with her. Hopefully he just hid the corpse.
I just recently met the strangest creature in Whitechapel. He was immense. He mocked me and accused me of hypocrisy.
Perhaps it was a skull. London's streets are overflowing with them these days.
J'en ai vu assez, je crois, maintenant.
He was observing me
Pour savoir à quoi
with
ça
the
ressemble.
obvious intent to do me harm. His very presence evoked a palpable sense of menace.
You need to be careful, Jonathan. You've no idea what this creature really is.
It was a vampire, all right. But what kind, I'm not sure. He was large and very fast.
If you find anything more about this creature, the Brotherhood would greatly appreciate any information you could spare.
I recently tried to enter a church. It has been a very unpleasant experience.
The Brotherhood's research on the matter of faith and vampirism has proved somewhat insubstantial, to say the least.
Is this proof that I'm cursed in the eyes of the divine?
The wrath of the Almighty? There's no way of knowing. It could be subconscious guilt, or irrational fear, or deep-seated beliefs.
It's hard to explain in terms of science, that's for sure.
I'm sure Lady Ashbury will have far greater insight into this matter than little old me.
Little old me.
Who was that man in your office?
Geoffrey McCullum, actual leader of the Guard of Priwen. I suspect he's the man behind the rebirth of this old and dusty society.
They know I'm here now, don't they?
I can guarantee one thing. The Guard of Priwen would never dare to attack the hospital while I'm in charge here.
What do they hope to achieve?
Their ultimate goal is the eradication of all vampires in the country. They see you as a threat to mankind, Jonathan.
Thank you, Edgar.
Kidoki. J'ai bien fait de lui parler, c'était intéressant. Mais maintenant...
Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks.
Mais aïe. Ah. Mais... Il veut pas. Ah. Nouveau dialogue disponible. Cool. On va aller la voir. Et je vais quand même aller dodo. Puis améliorer nos armes, tout ça, tout ça. Alors... Toi. Ah oui, je voulais du coup mettre plutôt le truc du sang là. Hop. Niveau 4. Mince, morceau de poignée de qualité. Est-ce que je peux détruire des trucs? Bon, tant pis. Snap. Va l'endormir. Qu'est-ce qu'on va améliorer? Il n'y avait pas des trucs qui coûtaient extrêmement cher? Genre... ça, mais je suis trop petit. Sniff. Et ça? Ah oui, alors ça, je me demandais lequel était le mieux. Coupez la chair de votre proie si profondément que vous gagnez du sang ou on assomme. Alors, 722 dégâts, 450... Ah ouais. Oh non, on va faire ça alors. Ouais. Ah, ça coûte cher. 3000, qu'est-ce que autrement je pourrais augmenter? Ouais, bon, jauge de santé. Ça pourrait être utile, mais c'est pas la mort. Endurance, là, je suis bien, je trouve, avec ce qu'on a. C'est clair que si on peut augmenter un peu, ça serait bien aussi, mais bon. Pas la mort. Là, je trouve que c'est assez juste. Aussi. Mais j'aurais pas souvent autant de 3000 balles. Ah, ou c'était celui-là qui coûtait super cher. Ça faisait quoi? Vous utilisez plus de sang pour vous soigner instantanément et obtenir une augmentation supplémentaire de votre régénération de santé. Vous échangez le gain de santé instantané pour une régénération plus importante. Ah, ça peut être chouette aussi, hein. Mais bon, pour que 50 de plus, franchement, c'est pas ouf, quoi. Bon, ces deux là, c'est de la merde. J'utilise jamais. Bon, c'est peut-être moi la merde aussi, hein, je suis d'accord, mais... On va prendre ça. Allez. Ah mince, c'est maintenant je suis niveau 14, donc j'aurais pu débloquer ça. Nul. Il me reste combien? 495. Je peux augmenter un petit peu ma santé. Ou... non. Les autres, je pense que ça sera trop cher de toute façon. Peut-être ça? Non. Bah voilà. Ah, peut-être... ah bah non. Je suis bête parfois. Bon. Ah, je suis gentille mais un peu stupide. Dites-moi que ça va bien. Oh non, il était sain. Trop triste. Oui! Yes! Trop bien. Ah, je suis contente. Et là? Bon, stable, ça va. Et là? Oh non, ils sont tous malades. Oh non! Oh merde. Rhume. Fatigue. 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 Non. Rhume et trop fatigue. Ok, je vais faire tout de suite des remèdes. Oh, quelle merde, les gars. Oh, ça m'énerve. Fatigue, on a dit. Bon, écoute, j'en vais faire un. Plus, et rhume. Ah, je crois que c'est bon, en fait, avec ça. Oh là là. Aïe. Quelle merde. Est-ce qu'elle est là? Mince, elle est pas là, je me ris. Oh non, j'aurais dû aller lui parler hier. Ah non, elle est encore là, c'est bon. Bah, je sais pas où elle est. Toi, tu peux me vendre des trucs.
Good evening. I'd like...
Wise choice.
Ah, une poignée. Vas-y, je t'achète une poignée. C'est ça dont j'ai besoin, hein, je crois. Hello. Please talk to me.
I cannot believe my eyes. Poor woman. Butchered by some savage scowl.
Mais... quoi?
Yes, and I'm
Oh
afraid
là là.
I'm at least partially responsible. The man, the scowl, I brought him here.
Jonathan, How could you say such a thing?
Forgive me if I feel despondent. For there seems to be no end to the suffering and death that surrounds us.
I'm always here for you, Jonathan.
Ah, faut tuer cette femme, c'est tellement méchant. Oh là là.
What do you know of Ascalon? I was threatened by a creature, a vampire in Whitechapel, stating I had to obey the law of conduct.
What more can you tell me about him?
He was bigger than a man. Huge, in fact. He seemed to radiate violence. I thought he was going to tear me apart. Then he vanished.
Fergal, the executioner of Ascalon. You were fortunate he was not after you, but rather out doing his master's bidding.
What is Ascalon?
The Ascalon Club are the most powerful vampires in Britain and exert tremendous influence. Take my advice and stay well away.
I have experienced a certain difficulty when faced with holy symbols or trying to enter religious buildings. Have you?
Now that's quite a question. I don't know why, but yes, it has happened to me.
Is this a sign? The hand of God in action? Are we repellent unto heaven?
I don't have the answers, Jonathan. But I believe superstition and magic is just fact awaiting the lens of science.
Aren't you frightened?
Very little scares me, my dear. To be compelled to avoid symbols of faith does not concern me.
Have you embraced this woman, like the other patient, this Mr. Renfield?
Her name was Amelia. And no, I did not kill her. I vowed a very long time ago that I would never take another life, unless they ask.
Is there sufficient vitality in the blood of the sick and dying patients?
Yes, Jonathan. The hunger gnaws at me every waking hour. Frankly, I'm starving.
Temptation surrounds us. Rich, vital. How can you resist?
Over the years, any pleasure I once gleaned from feeding is long gone. I drink for sustenance. And though I still thirst for more, I restrain myself.
Thank you, my lady. I hope to see you again soon.
Ah, tenter de convaincre Xiaoshen de retourner à Whitechapel. Je pense qu'on va faire ça. Mais elle est à pétaouche, cette espèce de... Ok. Et après, on va aller donner des médicaments là à tous ceux qui ont mal à la tête. Ah, mais je me sens trop mal. Les gars, c'est horrible. Je voulais pas qu'il y ait un quartier qui parte en couille comme ça. Toi, tu vends une poignée? Hello.
Good evening. Please show me. Of course.
Ah non, moi j'en veux pas là. C'est nul ce que tu as. Tu de merde. Ah bah attends. Petit encas.
Thirst for blood.
Tu me vois pas, hein? Trop stealth là. Qu'est-ce que tu vas en faire? Non, arrête de me cramer, ça fait mal par contre, j'aime pas. Aouh. En plus, ils sont 150 000 à chaque fois. Ils se baladent en groupe. Bon, ils ont raison, mais... Oh, il m'a traité de... grosse merde, là. Enfin, de bout de merde. Je trouve ça scandaleux. Est-ce que moi je vous traite de sous-merde? Non. Non. Oh, il m'a feinté! Mais comment? Je suis tellement pas d'accord en vrai. Oups. Ah, un morceau de poignet, parfait. Mais non, c'est chiant les gars. Oh là là. Mais ils sont tellement en plus. Enfin, t'imagines tous ces gens qui rôdent dans la ville quoi. Ça avait pas de vie. Par faire chier les honnêtes gens. D'escale partout, c'est vraiment super chouette. Parce que là en plus c'est genre tellement l'endroit le plus dangereux pour être. Et elle y est. Pas de soucis les frères. Ils s'en bat les couilles. Vous avez vu? On dirait qu'il a peur à chaque fois, il se cache un peu la tête. Même si après il vient quand même me maraver la gueule, mais... Aouh! Mais aïe oh les gars! Arrêtez! J'aurais dû prendre l'amélioration de santé! Non! Ah, quel cac! Laisse-moi! En plus là je vois pas du tout où est l'autre. C'est moi ou ils deviennent plus agiles? Ou moi je deviens plus nul aussi? Avec l'âge. Bon. Meuf, c'est pas ultra safe ici, please. Rentre chez toi.
My name is Xiaoxun. This is the proper way to address someone in my country.
I do apologize, Xiaoxun. Are you all right?
Yes, I am. This is the only place where I can find some kind of serenity. Some way to remember my dear Matthew.
Are you on your own? Do you have any friends or family who you could be with?
I have family and friends, but I need to be here alone. One day maybe I'll go back to them, but not now. I need silence, and I need sadness.
I've seen many deaths in my life, and we all grieve in our own way. Some stay silent, or need to shout. Others need company, and some just can't stand it.
Thank you for your sincere words, Dr. Reed. I sense you trying to help me, even if I don't quite understand why.
Tell me how your husband died, Xiaoxun.
Matthew died of the Spanish flu, like so many others. It's a mundane cause of death these days, but for me it meant the end of the world.
At this time, there is so little medical science can do to defeat this terrible epidemic. I'm truly sorry.
The worst thing is not his death, even if it tears me apart. The worst is not to have seen it coming, to have lost him so quickly, even before realizing it.
Did he hide his condition from you?
Matthew was a smiling type, a happy sort. Everything that I am not. Did he laugh at his death to come, or did he not realize what was going to happen? I'll never know.
The Spanish flu may be the worst disease mankind has ever faced. Why are you blaming yourself?
You don't understand. I didn't know he was so sick. I didn't realize the gravity of his situation until it was too late.
As harsh as this sounds, we are all equally vulnerable to this awful disease. It can take the strongest man in just a couple of days.
I never said goodbye to Matthew. We never realized how bad it was. We laughed about it even. He always made me laugh. Now I don't have enough tears to shed.
Tellement triste.
You realize you can't stay here forever, don't you? Eventually you'll have to leave the cemetery.
Why? Why should I go? Since this is the only place I can find peace of mind.
To be honest, I don't know. Please forgive me if I've upset you. We must all honor our departed loved ones in our own way.
You sound like you're no stranger to the pain I feel.
Let's just say, I too have a good reason to visit cemeteries at night.
Please accept my condolences for your loss then, Dr. Reed.
Je sais pas s'il faut que je fasse ça ou ça d'abord.
Are you a doctor yourself? Is this why you feel so guilty for not saving your sick husband?
No, I am not. But I still need to blame someone for Matthew's death. And who else, if not his wife, who did not see it coming?
I'm a physician, one of the best in the country. But I was unable to save my own sister, Mary. She died in my arms.
Why tell me this? Is it supposed to make me feel better?
No. But I felt I should share it with you, since she is buried here too.
May I ask what caused the death of your sister?
You could say she was also killed by a terrible disease. A disease I have sworn to fight and cure, no matter how long it takes.
Thank you for sharing that with me, Dr. Reed. Maybe it's time we start to rebuild our lives, you and I.
Oui.
You should go home now.
I think you're right. Cemeteries are for the dead, for they need silence too. Thank you for your honesty and your wisdom, Dr. Reed.
Thank you for your company, Xiaoshun. Take care on the way home.
Maybe I'll see you again in Whitechapel. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye for now.
J'ai vraiment peur pour toi, meuf. Pourquoi je voulais aller là-bas déjà? Ah oui, pour soigner tous les gens qui... Ouais. Enfin, tenter. Faiblement. Oh. Je vais mettre un point par là. Pour pas me paumer. Même si je sais que je vais me paumer. Enfin. Je pense que je vais vous laisser là. Et puis la prochaine fois, on va essayer d'aller soigner tous ces gens pour essayer de remonter le niveau de santé du quartier. Et puis peut-être continuer dans notre quête principale. On verra ce que l'avenir nous réserve. Mais d'ici là, je vous dis ciao ciao!